Travel with me.
Hey fellow humans, Mina here. Okay, so today I want to talk about something that I I love that cat. Okay, so today I want to talk about something that I am personally guilty of until it was brought up to me by some beta readers and stuff, and then I fixed that problem with editing and the few tips that I'm going to give today, and you know, editors and all that fun jazz. So yeah, what am I blabbling about? White room syndrome. Now you may be asking, white room syndrome? What the heck is that? Is that a disease? Sounds like a disease, but it's not. It's a writing thing, and it's not a writing disease, just in case you want to know. Essentially, white room syndrome is writing that lacks grounding in physical reality, or basic description, or setting, or all of that fun jazz. I don't know why I keep saying jazz, but I guess we're going with it. Essentially, it reads like the scene is taking place in a white room. Here's an example. You got two characters, right? Let's take Minami and AJ from South. They're both talking about, I don't know, books. Sure. If they're both talking about books, and in this scenario you just got Minami blah blah blah, AJ blah blah blah, and it just goes on. The reader has no idea where they are, what time of day it is, what the characters are feeling, what they're seeing, where anything is taking place. So it essentially, even though you as an author, when you're writing, you know, oh yeah, this place takes place in this auditorium, or this classroom, and there's books over here and windows over there, and it's nighttime outside, and Minami's feeling sad because she just finished reading this really sad book, and she's got all the emotions and stuff. And AJ, she's like, yeah, I didn't read the book, so I don't feel anything about that, but I feel like empathy towards you, I guess. But like, when you, as a reader, you're not inside the writer's brain, and thus it's just two characters who could essentially be floating in a white room, or whatever color. Really, it's just called white room syndrome, but you know, maybe your mind picks it as a blue room. It's my favorite color, by the way. So I'm here to give you a couple of tips on how to fix this so that your readers can have a little idea what to go on. Now remember, you don't want to like exposition dump everything. You don't need to spoon feed the reader every single piece of information, like there is exactly 57 buttons on this t-shirt. Like, we don't need to know that information. I mean, it'd be cool that there's 57 buttons on a t-shirt, but like, as a reader, you don't really need to know that unless it's somehow relevant to a plot. Although that's a heck ton of buttons. But what you do want to do is give enough information so that, you know, the reader can visualize enough of the setting that you planned, that's in your head, and that they have enough to fill in the blanks with their own imagination. Because, you know, it's nice when readers imagine things for themselves, and you know, people do that. Oh my god, you yawn. Anyway, on to a few tips. First of all, if you're having two characters talking, you can fix some of the white room syndrome by having each of the characters, and this should be the whole writing tip as a whole, not just for white room syndrome, by the way, but having the characters have their own distinct voice. The way I talk isn't the way you talk, and if we were talking, I don't know who's watching right now, but I'm talking exactly to you. If we were talking, we'd sound like two different people, because we are. If all your characters sound exactly like the same person, you done messed up. People are different, and thus they're gonna read different. Each character has their own voice, tone, expressions, way of speech, mannerisms, the way they act when they talk. As you can tell, I do lots of hand stuff, but then you can have another character who's just flat out emotionless and monotone all the time, and another character who, I don't know, uses lots of slang, and another character who is very proper and polite. You know, things like that. Essentially, make the characters their own character, you know? Speaking of characters, you can fix the white room syndrome a little bit by using the setting. Where are they? Give a brief description of where they are. It doesn't have to be super detailed unless it's somehow super important to the plot. But, you know, if they're, going back to the classroom example, if they're sitting at desks, have maybe a character notice the paint peeling off the walls, or how there's graffiti etched into the desk of another student or something. Well, If the character is nervous while they're talking to someone, they're going to be looking around everywhere and they'll probably pick up some things. If they're excited, they're not going to notice it at all. But like, anyway, just have them interact with the environment. Like, if I'm walking down the street with someone, maybe I'm kicking a rock, because we've all done it. You know you've done it. I'm kicking this rock and maybe it hits a pile of leaves and then I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go jump in a pile of leaves. But like, I'm still having a conversation with you, you know? Stuff like that. Interact with the environment. You don't have to go full detail, but just enough so that we know you ain't floating in a white room. Also, when all else fails, go with the 5 senses. What is your character smelling? Is there an aroma of barbecue in the air? What is your character tasting? Do they have a foul taste in their mouth at the words that's being said to them? What is your character seeing? Is it dark outside? Is it light? What is there leaves on the ground because it's fall, or is it lightly snowing? What is the atmosphere? What are they feeling? Can they feel the cold air? Can they feel the softness of their partner's skin? What are they hearing? Is there birds in the distance, or is it loud subway noises and traffic and bustling city movement people things? As a side note, since it's NaNoWriMo right now, if you really want to up your word count, use those 5 senses. It'll really help boost those words. I'm not technically doing it, but I am currently editing book 2 for South, and I'm counting that as my nano. Although if I don't like win my actual goal by the time the month is over, I'm not gonna be like super upset because I didn't plan for nano, but I'm still doing pretty good. That's just a side note, throwing that in there. Because book 2 is written and I'm already editing. Look out soon because I'll be looking for beta readers for book 2. And no, you wouldn't have to read the first book. You'll see why when I get to that point of announcements. Anywho, those are a few tips that help boost the white room syndrome out of existence. If your reader can visualize a little bit better what you're trying to say, then you're on the right track. And don't worry if your first draft reads like a white room, because it's a first draft, it's gonna suck. But you know, just keep writing, fill in the blanks, and it's gonna get better. Also, just as a side note, if 2 characters are having a conversation, don't just have the conversation. Do have some stuff in between, not just he said, she said, he said, she said, he said, she said. You know, like have them do something, otherwise they're not just in a white room. They're completely floating in existence. They're like just disembodied voices doing things. Actually not even doing things, they're just disembodied voices floating in said white room. So yeah, just like heads up. Anywho, the end of the month is almost here, so next week I'm going to announce the first winner of the cover reveal giveaway. The cover reveal giveaway to my novel South, which you can now pre-order, links in the description down below, will be going on straight up until release day, and I'll be announcing the grand prize winner on release day, which is March 15th, 2022. So since next Monday is the end of the month, there'll be a prize to go away. If you want to get in on the giveaway actions, which include prizes every month up until release, be sure to enter the pre-order giveaway. Also linked below right under all the pre-order links. Anywho, that's all I gotta say for now. If you want to keep hearing more about stuff, be sure to follow me on all your favorite socials. Links below. Stay safe and take care. Bye.
That might help save a life. These numbers are free within the United States.
I'm going fishing for cats. Oh, we almost got a bite. We got a bite. Hey, Sorren. 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 Love you.